What's up, Fit Fam? Back out here on the bike, getting my workout in. Anyway, today I want to talk about how I started my low carb diet, what my strategies were, and the types of stuff I was eating. If you go to the store nowadays, you're going to find a ton of keto and low carb processed foods. And it's going to be tempting to want to buy these foods because they're going to substitute for foods that you like, that you thought you were going to have to give up when you went low carb. You got to be careful with those keto friendly meals and substitutes because some of them are actually not really that low carb, and you can actually sabotage your low carb diet if you're not reading food labels. So in my opinion, a lot of those foods can actually kind of confuse the process in the beginning. What I did is I just stuck with whole foods, kept it basic. Eggs, meat, cheese. I did some vegetables like cauliflower and broccoli and bell peppers. And I just kind of created meals from those. Some of them were the same every week. And yeah, it was boring at times, but it was still food that I liked. Ate a lot of hamburger patties, ate a lot of bacon, ate a lot of eggs and sausage, ate a lot of steak and peppers, ate a lot of chicken and cheese and broccoli. Creating meals like that. And on Taco Tuesday, had everything except for the corn taco shells or soft tortilla shells. No chips and salsa, but I could have the salsa on my ground beef with cheese, lettuce, tomato. I kept it simple. Some may think that could get boring. It didn't really get that boring for me, but what it did do is I was able to see what I was eating, and then I was able to see how that was affecting the scale. The other thing I did do is I tried to track my ketones. And at first I was using the urine strips, but what I found is they weren't very accurate, and ultimately I ended up getting a Keto Mojo. Now I know the strips are a lot cheaper, so go with what you can, but if you can afford it, I really like the Keto Mojo. And no, I'm not sponsored. No, they didn't ask me to make a video about it. But my honest opinion, it just kept it easy because it measures your glucose and your ketones with blood, and therefore giving you a very accurate number. Now, some people claim that they get what's I think is called the keto flu or low carb flu. It's where after going low carb for several weeks, they kind of have flu-like symptoms. I did have 1 week where I had an elevated heart rate, but my doctor actually told me that she wasn't concerned about it. It only lasted for a week, and to be quite honest, I had the best workouts that week because I burned the most calories. Everybody's different, so everybody's gonna have a different experience. But basically, guys, what I'm telling you is keep it simple. You can work in the processed keto foods as you get used to the diet and as you figure out how your body reacts to certain foods. Even now, I've created a lot of recipes that are great. But as far as the keto processed foods, low carb processed foods, I really only eat the low carb tortillas. The other thing that I have eaten kind of quite a bit of is the Atkins like M&Ms, and those actually are to my detriment. I've realized that I end up eating too many of them when I eat them, so I'm trying to cut back on those and really just kind of keep it mainly whole foods. And so the other thing I would do is, like, for example, I would come up with kind of a meal plan that I was going to use for the week. I would execute that meal plan and exercise, and then I would see what it would do on the scale at the end of the week. And if I lost weight, I tried to duplicate what I did that week the following week. And if for some reason I either did not lose weight or I gained weight, what I actually did was just lean it out. So for example, on that week that I didn't make any progress or gained, had I been eating like a lot of beef, the following week I would lean it out and eat a lot more chicken, more egg whites, maybe not whole eggs. And I would do that for a week and see what it did. And if I lost a lot of weight, I would end up turning it around and going back to the beef, or doing a week where I mixed beef and chicken. And then while I was tracking my ketones, I would just try to see, I wasn't obsessed with the number. I just wanted to know if I was reporting ketones, and if I was, great, that's where I wanted to be. Sometimes the numbers were low, sometimes they were high. Because let's be real, getting into ketosis is part of the game so that you are burning fat instead of carbs and sugar. So I just felt it important to kind of have a gauge. People become obsessed with it, I wasn't. Be sure to read those labels because there's carbs and things that you may not think have carbs. Again, keep it simple in the beginning. Reduce those carbs. Not really getting into the whole, how much dietary fiber is in here and subtracting that from the carbs and all that. I didn't really do that. Going with whole foods, I felt that was the easiest way. And like I said, for the most part, I continue to do that now. So that's kind of how I started, guys. If you have any questions about low carb, please ask them. I will make content based on your questions if you ask them. I'm over 2 years in doing low carb, and I love eating this way. In my next video, I'll kind of explain how cheat meals affected me. Recently, I did an experiment on myself, and I'll kind of break that down for you. Anyway, guys, keep grinding. Fat Guy out. Peace.